Hey, this is Sean Morrow with the University of Texas Student Activity Center Audiovisual Team. I'm going to continue our quick and dirty series on how to use the Allen & Heath analog mixer to get a signal into our large PA. The previous video showed you how to connect the mixer, a mono output from the mixer, into our top PA speaker. Now we're going to show you how to incorporate a subwoofer into it. So that is our 18-inch powered subwoofer. So we're going to take a good look at the back of these units and how this works. All right, so at the bottom of the subwoofer, got the power input, standard IEC connector. That's what this connector is called. Very common on computers, printers, screens, a million different kind of projectors, monitors. There we go. Here's our input. It takes a standard XLR audio input, or it can take a balanced 1/4 inch as well, so it's called a combo jack. So we're going to plug the output of our mono output of our mixer into that for right now. Also another port here called the link output. So when we're using a subwoofer with our top here, the idea is that we're going to be letting the subwoofer handle more of the low frequency information, and the top end here will handle the rest of it. Again, it just makes for very efficient use of amplifier power and speakers, so you get clean, undistorted, good sounding audio. When we're using these speakers by themselves, they handle the full spectrum of sound. All right? There's a button up here at the top. I don't know if you can see this, but there's a button here, and it has two settings. One is full range, and one is high pass. When we're using these tops standalone without a subwoofer, there's no other speakers to handle the low frequencies, so we send everything to them, and it's full range. Fine for most of our applications. If we do need something that's going to be super low frequencies, or we need some bump, we can use the subwoofers. But since the subwoofers are going to be handling those low frequencies, there's no need for this unit to try to process those low frequencies as well. So the setting right here says high pass. Like the name implies, that lets the high frequencies pass, and it cuts the low frequencies, probably around 80 hertz or lower. I'm not quite sure where the low frequency is. So what's going on here is that my audio signal is going to get into the subwoofer. There's a circuit in there that is going to split the audio signal. It's going to send one copy of it to the amplifier and to the speaker, or actually, it's going to send one copy of it into a filter that's going to filter the high frequency material and only send the low frequency subwoofer material to the amplifier and to the speaker. The other split is going to send the original signal to this link output. So it's basically just going to pass the signal along. It's going to split it, and grab the low frequencies and send that to the amplifier and the speaker, and it's going to split it and just send a copy of that original signal. And so that's how we get the original signal up to here. So we'll plug that into our input on the top. So since we have this set to high pass, that means that these two speakers are handling all the frequencies from about 80 or 100 hertz up. This speaker is going to handle all the frequencies from about that range down. So we're using a three-way system. I usually just set all the levels at 0. So that's about it. So now we've got power going, we've got the signal going into our subwoofer, and then it's daisy-chained into the top. That's how you hook up our subwoofers and our tops. Main thing is remembering to go into the subwoofer and linking into the input of the top and changing it to high pass. Again, if you're using these tops in standalone without the subwoofer, make sure that that is clicked over to full range. Cool? Let's see if it works. Actually, we can tell if it works. What I'm going to do is turn the top off. And if the subwoofer's working, we'll just hear some muffled sound of my voice probably. Let's see if this works. 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, got to turn it on. Okay, we're going to see if that subwoofer's working. Hey, don't know if my phone picks that up, but you can probably tell that there's a subwoofer on in here. Yeah, very neat, huh? That's about it for that. The next video, we'll get into how to actually physically set these speakers up, whether or not you're going to put it on a stand or whether we're going to use a pole that's coming out of the top of the subwoofer and things like that. The physical stuff and kind of being careful, these things are a little bit heavy.